Let's get inspired by another episode of Choose Your Path with our celebrity host, Miss Sherontelle Dirskell, sponsored by Hannaford. Let's listen. Okay, we are now live for another episode of Choose Your Path with me, your host, Sherontelle Dirskell. I am always excited. I get excited when there's another day where I get to go live and have an amazing, who knows how the conversation is going to go, but they're always so amazing, and I'm so excited to be here. Hello, I see you, best friend, Mr. Will Murphy the Fourth. The brother you love hate, he is here. Yes, and thank you so much for the support. Mwah! Thank you so much for buying a badge. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I see my very good friend on here. Hey, Alvin Smith, what's going on? Are you guys excited? Because I know I am. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I'm always happy to do these conversations. I can't wait till you come back, Alvin Smith. I really can't. Guys, please go and check me out on Spotify, on Anchor, on Apple, it's like 10 different, anywhere probably that you can find the digital sites. You can find this podcast, Choose Your Path. Thank you. Oh, I know. I seen that. I thought that was absolutely amazing. Wow. Okay, so this is a new thing that I've been starting, is introducing, I know that's so bad, introducing my guest. His name is Mr. Shawn Jackson. He is so many things, speaker, mentor, entrepreneur. He is the owner of Upstylish LLC, and we're just gonna, you know how I do, guys. We're just gonna have a conversation, and we're just gonna talk, and hopefully, my hope is always to inspire. So let me make sure I got my pen and I got my coffee. Yes, got my coffee and I am ready. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hello, King. All right. You're excited? Because I'm excited.
How you doing, Queen? I am too.
I am doing absolutely amazing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things, honestly, that I could complain about and cry. It's God knows I definitely did enough of that. But what for? I mean, it just makes my eyes water and puffy and make me look older than I need to look. So I'd rather put my pain into my purpose. So here we are.
Definitely. Finally glad to meet you.
I know we've shared the virtual stage. So let me tell you, I think it's absolutely amazing that we can, connect and have these relationships with so many people that we never get to meet in person, but we feel like we know because I heard your voice early in the AM. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being here on Choose Your Path. This is the live IG series, and it's also a podcast as well. So thank you. Hi, Brenda. I see you. I always love to shout out before I get started. So how are you doing? Let's start there.
I'm doing well, actually. Just getting back to work, thank God. After the bad accident I was in, so finally getting back to work and getting back to just the things. And I walked to my first fashion show like this past weekend. So
I seen the flyers. I was like, oh, you're a designer?
Mm-hmm.
I need to write that down. I don't have that on my list there. How did it go? How was it? What did it feel like?
It went well because I never modeled before. So when my first model, it was pretty intense because we was just mad people there, mad cameras, all eyes on my brand. So being able to walk out there and show out was pretty phenomenal,
Oh man, I bet it was. Do you have headphones, or I want it to be a little bit louder? Let me make sure.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, try the headphones and let's see. Make sure it gets louder because the video is important, but the audio is more important to me. Wait a minute, maybe it's my headphones. Hold on, talk again.
Is that better?
Oh yes, that's so much better. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about it. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. It's home of The
LeBron
Browns,
James.
right? Brian James and all that good stuff. You're from Florida. How was that growing up?
Florida, definitely a rough area. I grew up in Tampa, raised in
Uh-huh.
Tampa,
Uh-huh.
and I moved all over Florida at a young age, living in Sarasota, Clearwater, St. Pete, like all over Florida. So I mean, it's definitely different living in Maine from Florida.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, I bet it is. Oh, I got a friend from Maine. His name is Craig Henley. He was just on the show recently. He's like, you got to come up to Maine, but he just came down here to Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut right now.
Okay,
So yeah, so I'm not that, well, I'm not that far from you.
we
We
just
gotta
drove through
eventually
Connecticut.
connect. Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Oh, you probably rode right past me and didn't even know it. Oh my gosh. Yes, good evening, house underscore of underscore mood too. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. Let's talk about Upstylish LLC. Where did the inspiration come from? How did you, get started? How did that all begin?
when I was homeless in the shelter, and being able to, first of all, I started at a young age. I loved dressing when I was a kid. Being from the neighborhood, being in the hood, a lot of my friends never defined me as the thug type. They was like, guy, like you from the hood, but you love dressing. So like I always had fashion as a kid. But when I was homeless, being able to give my clothes out to other homeless people and having them dress up as well too really felt good. So I really wanted to start my own business and give my apparel, get the most expensive apparel, but give it a good price for people to afford it.
Oh, wow, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, my business started off on shaky grounds. I think it's absolutely amazing how, you can find yourself at what people would call rock bottom, right? And the best ideas, the best seeds are planted during that time when we have like absolutely nothing to lose, basically. Nothing, absolutely nothing to lose. I would, since we brought that up, I'm going to be all over the place. I always tell people that just flow with me. It all makes sense.
Got you.
Okay.
I got you.
I was going to say, like, let's role play on how a person, I'm all about choosing your path, and, inspiring others to go out and, oh, she said she didn't realize she was on this one. Yeah. Um, go out and create. But, being from Cleveland, being from a neighborhood where it doesn't speak opportunity, how does one make the most of a situation where there's like no good options, you know?
Sometimes you got to leave where you from to really find who you are. Like I love all my homies back home in Florida. Like they my day ones. Like I grew up with them since I was kids, like in diapers. But I had to really find myself because when you're around people like that, they know you from birth. So they gonna continue to critique you and know you from you who you are from birth. They're not gonna
Mm.
accept the new you until you move away and prove yourself. And like now, for example, I got guys coming from Florida who I haven't seen in years, flying to Maine to come see what I'm doing up here.
Do you like it there?
It's cold in the wintertime, but it's definitely a blessing. I met some phenomenal people. My pops, Jeffrey Chandler. I got my FedEx family here now. So, yes, it's a blessing because they very supportive.
Oh gosh, yeah. I've had friends where I talk to at home and they'll be like, I got the money, but I don't even know where to go. I don't even know like where to start. And a lot of times it is literally just getting up and going. I left a house, I left a lot of material possessions that really absolutely meant nothing. And went to New York City with like $250, a dream, and a throwaway phone. And I did have some friends that supported me along the way, but it's been a journey, right? And I'm glad that I chose that path, was because it got me to the point now where I don't worry about certain things that I used to worry about then, thank God. But I had to pay a high price for it, right? And I just, there's no easy way, there's no easy path to wherever you're trying to get to in your destiny. You literally just have to just do it. How do you define success?
I'm glad you say that because first of all, I was gonna say that it's not an easy path. It's going to be a rough path. You just can never give up. I was homeless. I lost my mother. My cousin died at 21. You know,
Oh,
and
my condolences.
nah, Queen. I lost a cousin at 4 years old, so I appreciate that. And like I tell
Mm-hmm.
people, like, you gotta take that pain and turn it into fuel, because success is a hard road to success. It's not easy. It's not. You're not gonna wake up one morning and say, "Hey, I'm successful." You know, like.
And I still, it's like, you think I'm going to get off the live and say hello to you like I'm live? And and I hate when that happens, because I seriously have ADHD and it'll throw me completely off of where my thought was.
I got you.
But I I'm not there wherever that is. So like I'm constantly, I thought that when I hit the stage, which I've hit many stages, that this is going to be it. And then I got there, and of course I'm totally grateful for the opportunity, but I feel like it was more for the opportunity of showing people back at home and other people that it is actually possible, right? Being that face of possibilities and opportunities, and saying like, hey, I came from absolutely nothing, literally. Like no one in my household owned a business where I came from. My grandmother raised me, and here I am. You
That's
can do it too. Literally, I don't have to write a check. All I have to do is just live and choose my path, and just watch me, and you go ahead and create your own blueprint. I don't have steps to success. I don't have the 5, 10, this is the step to it, because we all have our own paths. We all go through our own things there. And I just, that's my point of doing this live series, is to inspire through the conversations, because there are so many people that are struggling, even my own family. I have a very close family member of mine right now that's struggling mentally. And we need these connections. We need more love. We need um, people that look like me, that has been through something, that can
right.
say like, yeah, I can do it. Some of the worst people, and I have friends like this, I really do, and I love them to death. It's no nothing against them, but some people, the people that's never been through anything, it's very difficult to talk to them. They don't
Exactly.
get it. They don't get
Exactly.
it. And
Well,
it's okay. It's no fault of their own. Everybody has their own path, like we say. But I want to
right.
talk to the people who has been through something, and now we're showing them, hey, you can do what, look at what all I've been through, and then you can get through it. How do you know it's a good idea?
Well, one thing you just got to divorce the story, marry the truth. Like Tony Robbins said it best: divorce the story, marry the truth. Divorce the story or
I
your,
love that.
yeah, definitely. And you gotta marry your true limited capacity. Impossible is not a fact; it's an opinion. And I love the fact that Tony Robbins says that. So you can do whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind will achieve. And I tell everybody that you just gotta believe that you're great. I tell everybody that God did not place anybody on earth to struggle. We all born with a gift. We born to bring value to this world. Whether it's at a low point or a high point, you're still born to be great. You're not born to be average. You're not born to struggle and cry. You just got to find that time to yourself and reflect and believe in yourself and divorce your story and marry the truth. And that's what most people got to do nowadays, is divorce your story and marry the truth. Like, you got to believe in yourself.
I think that's
Fear.
going to be my biggest takeaway today: divorce story and marry the truth. Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right, because where I come from definitely does not define my destiny. It doesn't even define who I am. It definitely helped make and build who I am, and the amazing woman that I love myself so much.
You're doing the right
I
thing.
love myself so much. I remember dating a guy, and he was like, "Man, you love yourself too much." And I'm like, "Is that such a thing? Like, is
Oh,
that really a thing? I don't even think that's a thing. Like,
good.
love yourself, because I want to give so much of that back." But see, but then you got to be careful with that too, because there's some energy vampires out there.
Yeah, there.
They'll suck it up, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on my next show. I got invited to. Well, I'm actually being featured in the brand for the next show with my connection with Vibe Magazine.
Uh-huh.
New Day Associates, January 15th on Martin Luther King weekend.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm doing that. And I'm also doing flyers for Fever Magazine. So that's pretty dope. And yeah, and then I got my coaching program. I got my own coaching program now. I'm pushing that slowly. I got like 10 members in there now. And I love it. I'm able to inspire a small community of people and every day be on their heads, be their accountability partner, making sure they're good and stuff like that mentally, you know?
Ah, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Maria. You said I'm awesome. You're awesome, and we all are awesome. Everybody that's on here is awesome. Thank you so much for like spending literally. They spending their time with us because that is the most expensive gift that anybody can ever give is their time. And I definitely don't take it for granted. So thank you so much. Yeah, she said congratulations on the magazines. That is a very huge accomplishment, and I'm so proud of you. I am really proud of you. That is very good. Try to describe yourself in 3 words.
A warrior, an athlete, and an artist.
Ooh, warrior, athlete, and an artist. I'm gonna write a whole chapter just on those 3 words tonight.
Thank
Warrior, athlete, and an artist. I absolutely love those words. Wow, that is so cool. I'm writing this down.
Thank you. Now I'm proud of you too, Queen. You're doing great things. I see you doing great things. I be watching,
You know,
yeah.
I be having an idea and I just be like, oh, I don't know. Let's see if it work. If it work, it work. It don't, whatever. That's that's me. I see some people they be thinking too hard. It's like, no, don't do that. Just do it because as we know, tomorrow is definitely not promised. I've been through so much, just surviving so many different things and losing so many friends and loved ones along the way that I'm like, I gotta be the voice for the people, the voice for the voiceless, the ones that I love so much that they don't have that opportunity that I have right now. So I gotta stand tall, not only, of course, for myself first, because if I'm not taking care of me, I can't do nothing for nobody else. But I think about that, and that's what keeps me standing. Because there's sometimes I be feeling like I be like, no, I don't want to do this. Like this is crazy. Do you ever feel like you want to give up? Have you ever felt like that?
I do have those moments, and that's why I explain to a lot of people like out of 365 days out the year, you're gonna
Uh-huh.
have one of those days, and you just gotta press forward and think what matters the most to you. I lost my mother 11 years ago, and when I lost my mom, she meant the world to me, and she died from sickle cell. So like, and being driven every single day to build a sickle cell hospital or a sickle cell cancer treatment hospital for patients like that propels me past my bad days when I feel like I want to give up. I think about this hospital that I'm going to build for people who can't afford the right treatments, because you know how it is when people can't afford the right treatments, they get mistreated in the hospital, don't get treated the right care.
Yeah.
So that's my goal.
Oh, I definitely know. For 15 years, I worked as an EMT. I worked in the emergency department for a great deal of that. So I definitely seen it behind the scenes and firsthand, some of the good and the bad things that happen. And I can't wait to see it. We talking this into existence. Like that's going to be absolutely amazing. I have brought on some people who have been cancer survivors. One of them, her name is Brandy Benson. She is absolutely beautiful and amazing. And her story, I'll send you her link and you can follow her and check her out. But she was on here and she's a cancer survivor and she's just, I don't know, the energy and the glow and the beauty that they have with the energy with all of they go through. I just can't even imagine. And you're going to change a lot of lives with our hospital. Like, wow. I
That's
can't
my
wait. So then I'll get a wing or something with my name on it.
got you. I got you, Queen. I got you. I got you.
So now you got to do it.
I got
Where did you get your entrepreneurial spirit from?
you. Well, as of today, I talked to a publisher. He said I'm a soulpreneur because I do it for the love of the people and not for the love of the money. So I got my soulpreneur just by being homeless and overcoming homelessness and not having nobody there at that time. And some people need that. Some people aren't there mentally to overcome
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
like, I really love pointing to people because when you bless others, there's a bigger blessing among you.
If Will Murphy is on here and he says this all the time in our conversations, he's a very good, one of my best friends. Um, that money is just a tool. I mean, it's absolutely amazing the things that you can do and the people that you can help, but it's just a tool. When you're bringing value to the people, that's what really actually counts, and it feels so good, right? Ah, like for her to say like, "Oh, you're amazing," like the love and it shows, and it's like,
Uh,
okay, you can feel it, you can feel my energy. Yes, is it help you heal? You know, like your energy is good. You never know. Like I could be talking to you and I could be feeling totally broken. You won't know, but it can like fill me up because you're living in your purpose. And that's something nobody can buy. No check can buy, right? I am so that is so beautiful. What how did you how did you decide, what can I say? How did you decide I don't want to stay homeless? Because it's very easy.
yeah,
it,
man.
I mean, it's very easy. Like, I'm a domestic violence survivor. That was 16 years ago, right? 16 years ago, I was in that relationship. I could have very well still be in that. But I decided that I wanted something different. And this just wasn't it. This is not it. I don't deserve to be treated this way. I love myself too much for someone to treat me less than that I deserve to be treated. How did you decide like, no, I'm going to get out of this? Because someone, may be homeless right now that may watch this
Yeah.
and say, hey,
Dinner's done. I think that
that's your people, like, gotta go.
nah.
Oh, okay.
That's saying dinner's done. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Nah, I think that when I was homeless, that's when I was homeless. I didn't want to stay homeless. I didn't let that define who I was as a person. And even when I was homeless, I thought like a millionaire. Even though I ain't have millions and I ain't have nothing. I tell people if you think like a millionaire, you're gonna have millions. You think pennies, you're gonna have pennies.
Oh, for sure.
And even though I was homeless, I still had the mentality of a millionaire. I still have the mentality of a king. And I told myself that I didn't deserve to be here, so I'm gonna work my behind up to get out of here. Even though they offered state assistance, told me to quit my job and to get on state assistance to get a voucher. And I actually denied that. Told them no, I'm gonna stay homeless. I'm gonna work, and eventually got my way out.
What best motivates you?
My children, my two kids, my daughter and my son. My son's 9, my daughter's 4. She be 5 next month. Next month.
Oh, what's your why?
My wife, my children. When my kids call me every single day and tell me, Dad, I see you on Facebook doing this, or Dad, I see you doing this. Like that really makes me feel so good because like my kids are watching their father doing great things, and that's going to inspire them to go out there and be just like me, do great things. You know what I'm saying?
What do you feel has been the best phase of your life?
I would say this last couple of years, being able to pour into people, grow to another level, and take my business to like 48 states and 3 countries, and just touching people, being known, like getting my message across a lot of people. That's all I want to do. Kind of like Nas, getting across people.
What do you feel has been the worst phase of your life, and what lesson did you learn from it?
Two actually, I had 2 phases when I was a
Okay.
child. When I was a child, dealing with my mom's sickle cell. People know how it is when you're 7 years old, coming home from school, and your mom in a fetal position and going through a sickle cell crisis, and you can't touch her. If you touch her, she's gonna scream. So I think experiencing that as a kid, and then being homeless here in Maine, getting falsely accused, put in jail for the first time in my life. I only did one day, but it took one day. It took one day for me to go. I'm outside, dudes be going back and forth. They crazy. It took. It took.
Isn't that the most debilitating experience of your
Yes.
life? Trust and
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
Sister has been there, and I was like, there's no respect.
No.
It's just not good. That whole experience is not good, and that's a whole nother conversation. It is just not good, and you're absolutely right. I wasn't there that long either, but I had that experience. But when I look back now, I'm like, dang, I needed that, because now I feel like I can talk to anybody and everybody because I've experienced so many different things, and I've been through so many different walks of life and talked to all kinds of people. And that makes you so much of a better person, especially when you're mentoring and you're in this field of personal development and stuff that we, do. I think that's absolutely amazing. You also work with the young guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I do.
Oh, I love that because well, before COVID, I was going to the schools and talking to the kids. I absolutely love our they're our future. Tell me about that because we ain't
Kids
talk
are
about that.
kids are definitely the future. Like they are the new generation. So how they turn out, that's how we gonna turn out. We gotta be the example. I tell people all the time, if you want your kids to be great, if you want your kids to accomplish their dreams and goals, to overcome, breaking points, to overcome tragedy in life, we gotta be the example. We gotta do it.
Do you believe? I know earlier I was like, I don't really have like a step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to success, but do you feel like there is like a winning formula to becoming successful? And if so, what is yours?
It's never giving up. Have hope and have faith that go together. Hope and faith go together. I mean, faith and work go together. Have a work ethic. Also, character. I tell people all the time, talent will take you places where your character can't keep you.
Uh-huh.
So I gotta have character. Look at Cam Newton from the Patriots. Cam Newton was a phenomenal quarterback, MVP of the NFL. Well, I think 3 years ago, great quarterback, but his character is terrible.
Oh, man, yeah. Oh my goodness. What is your opinion on are entrepreneurs originally born as such or are they raised?
I think they could be both. They could be born and raised. Some
Uh-huh.
people are born leaders. Some people are raised up to be leaders. For example, my son wasn't born well, he's born to be a leader. I'm a leader, but his mother's not. But he don't understand the concept of being a leader yet. He still follow his friends around, so I'm constantly talking to him. Like son.
Oh, my son is like that.
Yeah,
He's 14. Yeah, he's like that. I'm like, dude, like,
yeah,
but I guess he had to learn like I had to learn because I had a terrible experience in school, like getting bullied for, getting good grades, being bullied for being slim, being bullied for, I guess, being a teacher's pet, whatever that is. Like, I was just into learning because my grandmother, she raised me. My mom was addicted to drugs heavy. And she didn't know how to read. My grandmother did not know how to read. And that just boggled my mind. I was just like, oh my God, like, how are you living? Like, how can you do that? And I was like, you know what? Grandma, I got us. I'm going to read enough for the both of us and we're going to be all right. And that's what I did. So it was like, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't even care. I used to cry though. It used to bother me. Now I do whatever. At first, I even my little TikTok videos that I started, I was like, oh God, should I do that? Because people are like, oh, Sherontelle, you're so. And it's like, no, I want to just be a free spirit, and if I want to, I don't curse. But I said this on my last podcast. I was like, if I want to curse, I want to curse. He's like, you don't even curse, Sherontelle. I was like, I know, but I want it to be okay. I don't want people to be putting me in this box of good girlfriend because I am from Cleveland. I do get that, I got a little street in me somewhere.
yeah.
Don't let the corporate fool you. But I just want to have fun because at the end of the day, we all turn dust. And when you really think about that, like, why would you even care about what somebody's saying? I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna be the best at it because I'm dope. I'm dope. I'm really
Right.
dope, right?
You are
Yeah,
dope.
that's how I be talking. That's how I be talking to myself. Like, you're really dope. Like, what are you doing? But I didn't feel that way in school, and so that's why we got to talk to our kids because I know the peer pressures. I don't know what. I mean, I hear about what they experience, but I went through a different time. So I don't know like what they're going through, mentally and how they're dealing with this whole digital age and stuff like that. So we got to check in with our young
You
people.
gotta be real with it, Queen. I told my son how it was. I said, son, I love you, deaf. Your mother love you, right? I'm smart as hell. Your mother's smart. So you want to be a leader like the both of us, right? So don't be dumb like some of your friends. Don't follow your friends to be dumb.
Don't. Oh,
So
gosh.
just like that, he said, yes, sir. And I said, I'm proud of you, son, because one thing about being a leader, you want to go out there and have your friends follow you. You want your friends doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Now you the guy. You the guy that everybody wants to come to. So you want to be the leader. Never be a follower. Because why? You gonna end up doing something that can get you in trouble. So always go out there and be a leader. Now if your friends doing something stupid, you play football, cut your friends off and be around your football brothers. That's who you need to be around anyway to get to the next level in football. If be around your brothers who play football. And
He's like, okay, all right,
yeah.
Dad. All right, I hear you. Trust and believe if they don't do it right away, they listening because I'm still living off of my grandmother's wisdom. If you can sit down and have a conversation, let me see if I can grab this book. If you can sit down and have a conversation with somebody from history, who would it be?
I'd say, it's hard because I want to say Martin Luther King, but then I want to say Malcolm X because they both.
No, I'm always listening to Martin Luther King because I do these, sometimes I do these speaking engagements and it just helps. Like, and some of the stuff you talk about, you like, what's going on now? Like, did you know this? Like, yeah, Martin Luther, he's that guy. Yeah, I agree. But you got to pick one.
I do Martin Luther King. I do Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King? Okay. You know what? I would pick him.
Ooh, he good too. He good too, though. I like him.
This book is so cool. It's reflections. And I think it's so cool because it's all of these people are talking about how he inspired them in their life. And he paid a mighty, mighty cost. Oh my God. Talk about jail time, right? Oh gosh, yeah. He would be mine.
I got you.
Oh my gosh, we're getting to the time go by so fast, and you got dinner ready. So like, soon as you get, what's for dinner?
I don't even know yet, but I like this. What we got going?
Oh, you don't know what's for dinner? Okay. Who is the one entrepreneur who has been one of your great examples? I know you talked about Tony Robbins earlier, but who has been a great example and inspiration for you?
Outside of the speaking industry, outside of people like that, I would say my Papa Jeffrey channel, who's watching now as well too.
Oh, hello there. Okay.
Yeah. He's been there for me every step of the way. He supports my brand. He wears it everywhere he goes. He made sure I got to my show last weekend on time. So.
He support. I always love when I talk to people in here and they have like their family that support because that's a whole nother podcast, I'm telling you. But I am so grateful because even the people that you expect to be there and they're not there, if you're paying attention, God always sends you everybody that you need. And it may not come in the face that you expect, but you get the help that you need and they're there. So shout out to him for being there and supporting you and making sure you're there. Hi, Robin Shaw Music, all the way from London. That's my guy. I love you, Maria Mutu, for being here. And she's just been, oh my God, an absolute gem. She showed up on one of my I think I was talking to, oh my God, it's really you. That's the name. I'm gonna name her business because I think that is just so important. And she's been with me ever since, and I definitely appreciate you for that. I definitely don't take that for granted. Thank you so much. I think that's your girl right there, Aria. I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you so much for being here. Who would I speak to? I mean, I did speak to him, but I'll tell you who one of my inspirations was Steve Harvey. One of my inspirations, I had a couple of them, and every single one of them, honestly, I've gotten to meet except one. And that one is Jamie Foxx. But I got to hang out with his team for Oscar weekend last year. So I'm like, all right, I'm close. I'm close. And I got invited to a party that he was doing in LA, right? And I was like, oh, but it's always a dilemma when there's a big ass opportunity, right? Excuse my French. It's always that. It's like always something. And it was like, do I go to this or do I go to that? Because I had to be at a studio early in the morning. I was like, I can't go to this party and get to the studio at 4 a.m. So I was like, if it's meant to be, it will be. I just absolutely love the fact that he taken his crafts on so many different things and just successful at it, right? Comedy, singing, acting. Like, I just think he's absolutely amazing and he's
Yeah, yeah.
definitely inspiring. But Steve Harvey, because he lived 10 blocks away from me. And when you look at my neighborhood and where I was from, it just don't look like it's possible to get out. It just don't. Like, I used to watch the ball drop and I would think like, oh my God, New York, that's so cool. But I always thought like I would just see it on TV, not knowing that I would, be hanging out there all the time and going there. But he lived 10 blocks away. And I was just so inspired by the fact that he built what he built. And people, oh God, some people in the neighborhood, oh man, they can speak so bad. I don't care what you do. That's why it don't matter. You just do what you do because people are going to
Exactly.
speak good and people are going to speak bad. And you just do what you do. And then to get an opportunity to share the stage with him, and not only just to share the stage with him, but just to have a conversation, because I just feel like a person's wisdom and something that they can share with you will take you longer than any check, right? And to just sit down and ask him questions and for him to give me his time. And I remember him sending his team away and was like, no, I'm talking to her right now. Like, it's cool. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, this is cool. Like, all right. Like, all right, this is dope. Like, oh my God. And it just totally changed my life. So I think it's definitely important for you to go and get that hospital, for you to get in more magazines, for you to get on more stages and create more mentoring programs, all of that stuff that God has in store for you, because there'll be that young man or that young lady that'll be looking up to you and be like, he was from Florida, he was from my neighborhood, and wow, like, and you'll be inspiring so many people, some people that you have never even met before, just because. So I think that's an important question to ask, because I sometimes think, I don't know, we can be inspired by so many different people, right? Even
Exactly.
Bishop Jakes, I watched him every Sunday. I don't personally, I don't really like to talk about religion, but he just says it in a way that's plain. And I
That's
was
my
like,
guy.
oh, I
That's my
gotta meet him.
that's
I
my guy.
got to meet him. And I'm watching, and then there you go. Before you know it, you can do whatever you want to do. All you got to do is just truly, truly believe, and nothing is off limits. Absolutely nothing. I can go. I'm telling you, I've talked to some people that people won't even imagine, some of the biggest, powerful people in the world I have connected to, and I won't say their name. I can't say their name, but it's just because the stars aligned, and I knew that I had a bigger purpose in me. So I love that you said to turn that pain into fuel, because that's something I feel like I definitely done. From being a single mom and losing my daughter's father at the age of 24, and having a mom who I love so much, and I love her now, thank God she's still here, but just going through trials and tribulations, to just building something, just an empire, just building something absolutely amazing. I just can't believe it. And just to see and listen to your story, I'm like, we doing this thing, and everyone that's on here, we all doing this thing. And if we're not doing this thing and you're not in a good space, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay, but just don't stay there. Right?
Exactly.
Realize that it's always something better. As we come to a close, is there a question that you would have asked yourself that I didn't ask?
I have a question for you. What drives you? What
Uh,
fuels you to be great?
death. Death.
Yeah.
Yep. I did a podcast recently with Downtime World, and she asked me, she was like, it seems like you're obsessed with death, Sherontelle. And I was like, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm obsessed with it, but death is always so near. I mean, like literally, I'm talking to you right now and I can get off here. I'm not ready, but if it's time to go, it's time to go. That's it, right? But I want to know that I've done enough. I've done the work, where when I'm coming through the gates, he like, come on through, sis. You did it. That's what motivates me. Of course, I'm a mom. Of course, I'm motivated by my children, and I love my children. I do everything to make sure that my kids are okay. But honestly, death. Knowing that at any time I can be out of here, and I just want to know that my life meant something, and I left something behind to help someone else. So, yeah. I know it's a wild thing, but I'm always thinking that because when you living in the hood, people be gone. They be leaving fast. And then not even just that, working as an EMT, and I've put so many people in body bags, and I've heard the doctor say, um, the time of death. I heard that over and over and over and over and over. And you hear that year after year after year, day after day after day. You realize that you got to get it together. And every day when you put your feet on the ground, and if you don't got no whatever you have, get up and do something, because life is just really short.
Exactly, it is.
It is so super super short. So here, my last question for you, since you turned it on me. I'm in love with words, so if you can give one word or a sentence, something to motivate, something to inspire as we continue to move forward.
I would tell people to embrace the three S's and the three F's in life, which is suffer, sacrifice, and success, and fail early, fail often, and fail forward. Embrace failure, because in life, entrepreneurship, soulpreneurship, whatever you're trying to achieve in life, being successful, you gotta be able to embrace failure, because you're gonna have some failures in life. You're gonna have some losses. You gotta be able to take the L sometimes, regroup, recap, and press forward.
Yep. And if you can't, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I just talk on experience and failures. But if you have to go and get help, I'm telling you, it's okay to go and get therapy. I do it occasionally. I don't feel like I need to, do it for a whole year after year after year. I definitely don't do that. But I check in, because this is something we always go to the doctor for other stuff, but we look at the mind as something like, I don't want to be going to talking to the crazy doctor, but your mind is your most precious resource, right? It's the most precious resource. And we got to check in with that. We don't want to lose that, because if you lose your mind, you lose absolutely everything. So I have to shout out to my sponsor. I'm going to be sending you, um, I don't know, do you have one already? Because you on Clubhouse. I know you've seen this guy, 10K cards. You seen
That's
him?
my guy. I've been trying to get into him for the longest.
No way. That's my partner. We turned into family. Really?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna make sure you get your card because every guest on this show gets a digital business card. And if you're watching and you want to get a digital business card, it is Black owned. I think that is absolutely amazing. Where you get to put your YouTube, your any other videos, all your social media handles, your booking, your consultation, because booking consultation is on there. My books is on my card. What else? My merchandise is on my card. Everything all in one place. I think, and I always say that they're gonna get me for saying this, but I feel like it's Linktree on steroids. So shout out to 10K Cards. Shout out to I now have a new sponsor that just came on board like about 2 weeks ago, Amazon Music. I'm looking at the calendar. Amazon Music. So shout out to Amazon Music for also making this podcast possible. Thank you so much. So yes, I am definitely going to get you your card. Anybody, if you want to get a digital business card, just click the link in my bio and scroll down and order your card. But yes, I'm telling them to connect, because
Yeah.
he's an awesome guy. That he's been on the show a couple times, but yeah, he's my sponsor. Yep, he's my sponsor, my first one. Oh, snap! Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that, because I'm really trying to grow my coaching program. Like, it's only $7 a month, and like you said, people trying to go pay crazy.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
digital, look, with this digital card, let me tell you, I was speaking in Brooklyn a couple months ago, right? And I could literally, because I'm really still not comfortable yet, like that. I'm still getting into, people get close to me. And you can airdrop your card. I don't want to sound like a commercial, but it's a really dope card. You can like airdrop your card to everybody in the room, everybody. And then if you doing virtual events, you can put the QR code onto the screen, and anybody that has their digital device from the screen, they could scan it. and then they got your information. Larry Dotson, from the Barcades, the older group.
Yep.
I hosted his birthday celebration last year. I was one of the hosts for his birthday celebration last year. It was absolutely amazing. It was virtual, and he had his 10K cards up there, and his whiskey brand and all of that stuff, and they can just scan it from home. And now they have all your information there, and it's cloud based, so it's not like other apps where when you download stuff, you're like, oh my god, I don't got no space. I gotta delete one of these, and they don't have to worry about that because it's cloud based. So it's just right there, and they can just click on it and be like, let me see. Let me see what Upstylish is up to. When the next fashion show? Oh, what's this? What's that? Okay, yeah. So you get your card. I'll make sure that the team will send it over to you. Sometime tonight, I'll send it over to you. Okay. So
Appreciate that.
thank you. I want to say thank you so much. You have an open invitation. You ever want to come back and to keep us up to date with what you got going on, just send me a message and I will put you on the schedule because I do this thing. I will talk all night, okay? Because I love talking.
Definitely.
Oh, thank
Thank
you so much, everyone. Choose Your Path. It is on Spotify. So as soon as I am so behind. So don't talk about me, okay? I'm so behind. I'm trying to load up all of these podcasts. I don't want anybody else doing it. I want to do it for so many reasons. I want to do it first. This is new and I want to do it first. So it is on Spotify and Apple and all those cool things though. So they did approve me. So I'm like, yay. So once it